Joe Biden is not good at his job. I love the fact that Joe Biden is trying to steer into his age at this point, but simultaneously denying that he is lazy, which at this point in his life he is. He spent like the last month on vacation while Lahaina was burning down. Like, what does he do for a living other than sit on the beach and then say words badly into a microphone and then run away from the press? Yesterday, he was asked why he was in Rehoboth Beach. He's like, well, I certainly wasn't on vacation. Well, then what the hell are you doing in Rehoboth Beach? You go there for business?
So, by the way, the reason I'm here today, just for one day, I know I'm on vacation. I'm not. I have no home to go to. The Secret Service has torn my house up in a good way to make it secure. So I have no place to go when I come to Delaware. So I'm here right now. I'm only here for one day.
Are you homeless? Is that what you're telling us?
No, I'm not homeless. I just have one home. I have a beautiful home.
Okay, so my favorite part of this is also, he doesn't just say, it's hard to hear him, but he says he's not on vacation. He's going to Rehoboth Beach because he doesn't have any other place to go. Like if his house were to burn down in Lahaina or something. Like he's just like that. Well, what a victim he is. Meanwhile, he flew up to Philadelphia to do a rally. By a rally, we mean, once again, he escaped death. So that you can say that for him. And every day with Joe Biden just feels like appointment in Samara at this point. In any case, Joe Biden, he at this rally was saying, I've been doing this longer than anyone. Well, yeah, we noticed. By this, I hope you mean corruption, because that's true.
Someone said, that Biden, he's getting old, man. I tell you what. Well, guess what? The only thing that comes with age is a little bit of wisdom. I've been doing this
incontinence.
Longer than anybody, and guess what? I'm going to continue to do it with your help.
Well, I mean, one thing that does not come along with age is speaking English clearly. That's a lot of mashed potatoes in the mouth right there. Longer than age. Solid stuff there from the President of the United States. One of my favorite things he says on the campaign trails where he says, people call me middle-class Joe. No one has ever called him middle-class Joe. Literally no one. That has never happened, not once. There's no one who's like, that guy over there, you're running around, that's middle-class Joe. You know why no one called him middle-class Joe? Because he hasn't been middle-class since he was a child. That is why. Middle-class Joe was making $44,600 per year when he first entered the Senate at the age of 30. In inflation money, that's $326,000 a year. Middle-class Joe, my ass. Here we go.
Folks, all my time in public office, I've been referred to as middle-class Joe. I guess they thought that was
what was that?
Somehow not very complimentary. Well, guess what? That's who I am. That doesn't mean you're not sophisticated because you're middle class. It means you work like hell, and you know what your family has to work like hell to be able to make it.
Joe Biden is a corrupt Paul. He's been a corrupt politician his entire life. He is not remotely middle class. That dude owns multi-million-dollar properties. He is not middle class. That's absurd. And he's still... Also, by the way, I'm wondering, who in the country looks down on the middle class? Seriously, who's looking at the middle class? The only people who look down on the middle class are people like Barack Obama and Joe Biden and the morons at Burning Man. Like, those are the only people. They're the people who look at middle-class Americans like, those rubes living the lifestyle. Remember, it was Barack Obama who was declaring that people voted Republican because they were bitter clingers who were clinging to God and xenophobia because they were losing their jobs. It's people like Joe Biden who look down on the middle class. As you might know, I'm a big fan of our friends over at Genucel. I've known about Genucel for literally years. Like back in 2013 when I was doing a local morning show in Los Angeles, Genucel's an advertiser on that show. And then, I stopped doing that show and my family continued to use Genucel products because they're just that good. Ella from Rockford says, I have both age and acne spots and the stuff is actually fading, both of them. This serum is worth every penny. Ella raves about the famous dark spot corrector from Genucel. It's a must-have after months of record heat and humidity. Sunspots, brown spots, discoloration, even red inflamed patches, they all disappear in front of your very eyes. It's really useful down here in Florida where we've got really hot sun this summer. So Genucel products, they can really, really help. This is why my mom, my wife, I use them as well. Here's the Genucel amazing guarantee. You'll see results on day one or you get your money back. So you got nothing to lose. Take advantage of Genucel's most popular package, which now includes the dark spot corrector, plus the classic Genucel bags and puffiness treatment and immediate effects. All at about 70% off. So you can try the best skincare in the world for yourself completely risk-free. It is simple. Go to Genucel.com/Shapiro. Start looking years, even decades younger tomorrow. Say goodbye to dark and liver spots, those bags and puffiness under the eyes, crow's feet at Genucel.com/Shapiro. You got nothing to lose. It's a great product. Go to Genucel.com/Shapiro. GENUCEL.com/Shapiro. AI is here to stay. AI is expected to create over 100 million new jobs globally. Some jobs include data scientists, product designers, robotics engineers, surprisingly tax managers with AI skills. Well, ZipRecruiter is the best way to use AI to help you find people with all kinds of skills. So, for example, Matt Kemp, he's our director of post-production. And Matt is stellar at his job. I mean, he makes sure this show looks great. There's only one problem with Matt. Because he's so dedicated to his job, he's sometimes sending emails at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why. Is the expectation that I'm going to be awake at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning to reply? That expectation is not reality. No. The answer is no. But let's say that you wanted to replace Matt with somebody who understood what working hours are. Well, then what you would do is you would head on over to ZipRecruiter. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within day one. See for yourself. Go to this exclusive web address to try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/dailywire. Again, that is ZipRecruiter.com/dailywire. ZipRecruiter is indeed the smartest way to hire. ZipRecruiter.com/DAILYWIRE and try them out for free. Joe Biden is there to enrich his corrupt union buddies, which has been true since literally he was elected to the Senate. He has been in the union's pocket since the day he entered the Senate in Delaware. Again, Ben Schreckinger writes in his book about the Bidens that there is a very solid basis to believe that Joe Biden won his first Senate race basically at the behest of unions that may have illegally picketed a newspaper to prevent a mailer going out about him from his opposition. In any case, one of my favorite things about Joe Biden is that he equates being pro-middle class with being pro the heads of major labor unions, which not the same thing. It turns out that forcibly removing a piece of people's paycheck and giving it to a bunch of union bosses then to elect corrupt politicians like Joe Biden so they can enrich their funds is pretty amazing stuff. This is presumably why the acting labor secretary right now, Julie Su, she's out there saying that Joe Biden, he loves the middle class because he loves labor. That's it. He loves the unions. You know what I noticed? The unions represent fewer and fewer members of the middle class. That's what I noticed.
Can you lay out what the administration's role is in these negotiations to the extent there is one at all?
Yes, thank you so much, Phil. I mean, this president is the most pro-worker, pro-union president that we have had. And that means economic policies that center working people, that are good for workers. It has created a tight labor market in which workers and unions have more power to demand change and demand what's right for workers, demand their fair share at the bargaining table.
Okay, amazing stuff. Again, middle-class Joe in the pocket of the unions. That's really what it's all about. Again, the only argument for Joe Biden at this point is that he's not Trump. Bernie Sanders just said that out loud. He's like, really? Joe Biden's old. He's bad at this job, but at least he's not Trump. So right now you have the Republican Party betting on at least he's not Biden. And you have the Democratic Party betting on at least he's not Trump. And only one party can be right. Here's Bernie making that case.
We are living in an unprecedented moment in American history. Donald Trump is not only a pathological liar, has not only helped wage an insurrection, if you like, to prevent President Biden from taking office, not only is denying American democracy, moving against American democracy. So I think at this moment, Bob, we have got to bring the progressive community together to say, you know what, we're going to fight for a progressive agenda, but we cannot have 4 more years of Donald Trump in the White House.
Again, that's all they care about. And so what you have is, as Jim Garrity at National Review says, a frozen battlefield. Republicans think that anyone can beat Biden. Democrats believe anyone can beat Trump. And so you're going to end up with Trump-Biden in all likelihood right now. Are you tired of the lies and the twists of the mainstream media talking points? Yeah, me too. Join me in my newest series, Fact, where I dismantle and bring truth to this tiring mainstream agenda.